welcome to JK Talk.
Where Josh and Kenny talk about everything.
And today,
Yo, it's Halloween week.
woo woo,
And it's totally typical Topical Tuesday. So that means we're talking horror movies, the evolution, what needs to go, what needs to stay, what needs to die and just be rebooted.
what needs to end forever.
This is Halloween. This is Halloween. Da, 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 there you go. That's like
man.
a dual threat. Halloween and Christmas by
Hey, man, I love it.
Hallow Christmas.
Hallow Christmas.
Hallowmas.
Hallowmas. We just combined not only like 3 different holidays, but 2 different cultures, right?
That's
there.
right. Bring it. Keeping it real.
Hey,
Diversity.
No, inclusion. So listen. This sparked, okay, so we talked about, obviously we were going to do something about Halloween. Obviously we were going to do something about horror movies. Horror movies is actually one of my favorite genres of all time. I know that, it's iffy, but like I love horror movies. It's like a soft spot for me. I love them. In all different types. I mean, slashers, thrillers, almost anything and everything. So today we're talking about all of it and which ones like can stay or like unmovable, but some that need to stop. Some of them need to stop, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I saw I have not seen this movie yet, so I cannot speak upon the movie itself, but I did see the trailer for the new Hellraiser movie.
I've heard about. I haven't watched a lot of Hellraiser. I think I watched bits and pieces when I was younger.
Yeah.
But I was never like into like I have a line with horror movies.
Yeah. Now that's something that we should prefix is
Yeah.
that we've probably seen the same amount of horror movies, but
very different ones.
Very different because I have a much further line than you do
Yeah.
when it comes to horror movies.
Yeah. So, I draw the line at things that are overly demonic, or it reminds me of something.
Right.
I've been to a lot of different places where a lot of weird stuff has happened.
Yeah.
And when it looks like the thing that I saw in real life, I don't really want to watch that.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
I like more of like the suspenseful horror or like the 80s, 90s style like slasher type stuff.
Yeah.
So like, the big one right now, Halloween, has had like its reboot the last 4 years or so.
It is technically a reboot, right? Because
it's a reboot sequel.
Because they did away with the other ones, and then this version picks up with right after Halloween 2, right? And then you had, what was the other one before Halloween Ends? It was
Kills.
Halloween Kills, which was the last one, and then Halloween Ends that you have went to see.
Yeah, I saw it. It's actually streaming on Peacock.
Oh,
So
I didn't know that.
I watched it Tuesday. Guy at work gave me his login. I gave him our Funimation login, so we trade that junk out.
Hey, we gotta do that.
So, I watched Halloween and Halloween 2 when I was younger, like real time, pretty much.
Great movies.
Really started it, and then I watched the making of Halloween on the the Movies That Make Us series on Netflix, which opened it up even more, right? So now you're like, dang, this movie is even more epic than I thought, because it shouldn't have made any money.
Yeah, it shouldn't have.
So then going into it, me and TJ actually went to see the first of the reboot. They made 3 of them.
Oh, yeah.
That literally picked up where 2 left off,
Right.
but 40 years later. So all that other mess that happened, all the other Halloween movies where he just became like really weirdly supernatural, and that crappy H2O one they made and all that.
I still feel like he's somewhat supernatural.
Yes, and I'll explain that too. So these next movies, he picks up where he's been in an insane asylum for 40 years, and then he gets out,
gets his mask, gets out, goes after
Lori. They basically set him on fire.
Do everything.
They kill him, ish. Of course, he survives, comes back and kills. Goes on a rampage.
We have an entire town
They
okay with murdering random people.
They beat the crap out of Michael Myers in the street. And I'm thinking, oh,
this is it.
This is it. Like, they finally rose up and took care of business, and it's been 50 years, right?
And then he survives that one.
Then he just stands up like nothing happened and murders everybody in the street.
Right.
So
which brings you to Halloween Ends.
So Halloween Ends. So if you haven't seen it and you want to see it,
spoilers.
Get out now.
And don't worry, he's spoiling it for me too because I haven't seen it.
Yeah. So in Halloween Ends, it picks up 4 years after the events of Kills. Okay. It starts with a 22-year-old boy who's like called over to babysit this like 9-year-old boy or something. And they're watching scary movies, they're eating candy. The boy locks him in a room upstairs, and he's trying to get the door to open, and the kid's like clowning him and stuff and won't let him out. So he's kicking the door because there's crazy mess happening outside.
Right.
And the timeline, it's set 4 years ago.
Yeah.
So Michael, the knife that he gets from the kitchen was from that kitchen.
Okay.
So he feels like somebody's in the house. He's trying to tell the kid. The kid thinks it's a game, and so he ends up kicking the door down. The door accidentally hits the kid. The kid falls off the stairs and dies right in front of his parents.
Oh.
So this guy is now ostracized in the town, and he gets off because they rule it an accident. Like, he didn't do it on purpose, but the whole town hates him. So he's like bullied and mistreated and all this stuff. Well, he ends up out by like a sewer, like a big sewer pipe, where Michael Myers drags him into the sewer. And as he's fighting him off, and Michael's all feeble, like he's just like on his last leg. And as they're like fighting back and forth, they lock eyes, and the essence of Michael Myers gets transferred into this guy. There's like a connection between the two. And as he goes out, this homeless guy attacks him. He kills the homeless guy. And then he goes and basically starts killing people the way Michael would kill people. And he starts bringing people to Michael so Michael can kill them, so he can learn how to kill them. And, you know, we were talking about how, like, we think he's supernatural because they definitely beat the crap out of him in the middle of the street, and like nothing happened. Right. They definitely set him on fire.
Yeah,
and
they definitely shot him in the face with a 38 or something.
They definitely have like worked him over. When he kills the guy, right? He brings the guy to kill. He like swells up, like he goes from being kind of hunched over and feeble.
So it's like a life drain.
Yes. So, like, basically, this has always been the theory, is that the more people he kills, the stronger he becomes. Like, the more it feeds into it.
Right.
So, the whole movie, Michael Myers is in the movie for about 15 minutes. The whole movie is this kid going around and killing everybody. And he falls in love with Laurie's granddaughter. There's that whole thing.
Does he get, like, souped up and then fights Michael?
No. He kills himself. So he goes after Laurie. Right. He's killed a bunch of other people. No, Laurie, the main character. The kid. The kid goes after Laurie, right? Okay. He's going to finish what Michael never could. He goes after Laurie. Laurie shoots him because Laurie's smarter than he is. Right. Shoots him. And she's like, you'll never have the granddaughter, I forget her name, but you know, it's not going to happen. This is over. And he stabs himself in the neck with his own knife. And he's like, if I can't have her, no one can. Which, why would you kill yourself? Now, you can't have her. Now, you're dead, bro.
And literally everyone else can.
Yes. So, Michael shows up because he takes his mask back because he steals Michael's mask. He goes and beats Michael Myers up and takes his mask from the sewer.
Like a good idea.
So, then Michael is back. And Laurie goes medieval on Michael. Like, gets him like, they have like this big island, wooden island, knocks him down on it, puts a knife through one hand, puts a knife through the other hand so he can't move. And then like stabs him and stabs him and stabs him. And I mean, like, you think he's dead. Then he rips his own hands out of the knives and he's still going. And they eventually, like, I kind of forget how they kill him exactly, but they get to the point where he's perceived to be dead, and they're like, nope, it's not enough. So the whole town, like, I guess they sent out like a group text, maybe hit Facebook, put up the bat signal, but the whole town is like a procession. They've tied Michael Myers to the roof of this car. They take him to the junkyard and put him in a grinder, and they literally, like, grind him into nothing. So, like, presumably, Michael's finally dead.
We think.
Well, unless he can reconstitute himself Deadpool or Wolverine style. For all intents and purposes, there's nothing left of him to come back. He's squashed dead, like he ripped him apart. But that's how it ends. Halloween ends like that.
Well, okay. Well, I will say that I'm glad I didn't watch it because that sounds really dumb.
Yeah,
like I get it. I get it.
So for me, it was 2 hours of like, oh yeah.
But I feel like that's all of them. All three of the reboot movies was kind of that way, where it was just kind of like, okay, like, we're here, so okay, but like nothing that really like moved the story, right? Because like we know that, in the Jason movies, he's supernatural. We all know that.
Yeah,
we know. Obviously, Freddy is. Obviously, Chucky is. Scream isn't, but
Scream is interesting because it's regular people.
That's a very interesting.
But it's so well planned out.
Yeah,
like every Scream movie is the killers plan everything out so meticulously. It almost seems like they're supernatural because there's always more than one, or like they cover their bases. There's a lot of red herrings in that.
It's like it's intelligent.
It was great. Like,
what's your favorite horror movie?
I grew up watching Nightmare on Elm Street. Like that was like the thing.
Yeah.
And the way that franchise kind of progressed to where like by the third and fourth movies, the people that were being terrorized had learned to like rise up.
Right.
And then the way they progress Allison over those movies to really stand up to them. And then they always get dumb, like, just
like Jason X. Like
in space. Yeah, like, they always jump the shark at some point.
Yeah.
They go too far. But like I did watch a lot of that. I watched a lot of the Friday the 13th movies. I really enjoy Scream though.
Scream is a good one.
Scream's like a throwback to all that stuff. Saw, the original 2 Saw movies.
So I say the same thing. I think the first 2 were really good. I think the third one was like, was very meh, and then the rest of them all the way through were just like, they got to the point to where it was like Hostel, and I'm like, I don't want to watch people just get
tortured
for no reason.
Well,
for no reason.
They power crept themselves too.
Well, they did, yes.
To the point to where like every
escape
and every game now has to be twice as good as the one before it.
The one that did it for me was I think it was the third one, the one where the father was having to go through and he was running into people that were in their own games, but they couldn't get out unless he helped them.
Yeah,
I think that was the third one. It was the kid. The black college kid that I think like hit his daughter or hit his son or something with the truck, like ran him over or something like that. It's vague, but he was in like a crucifix contraption where it had like big metal blocks on like all 4 of his limbs and then like on his head, and it would like slowly rotate.
Oh, I do remember that. I think that was the second one.
It might have been the second one.
Because the kid was in the safe the whole time.
Yeah, he was in the safe.
That was the gag. He's in a safe.
Yeah. He was. Yeah.
You'll find him in a safe, secure place.
Right.
He was in the safe in the office the whole time.
And so that one did me in. Out of all of the games, in all of the movies, because I've seen all of them, that was the one that really got me because they did a thing where they showed like the bone fraying.
Yeah.
And that was new.
Yeah.
We've seen bone breaks.
Yeah.
We've seen protruding from skin and all this other stuff.
Not the...
That one, that was a different level of like, oh my
like
God.
Bamboo.
Exactly.
Oh,
it was
man.
like...
That was a really good effect, though.
It was.
Because...
And it sticks with me even to this day. Like, I can... If I close my eyes, I can see that part.
I bet I haven't thought about that a single day since I saw it, and that's probably been at least...
I mean, a long time.
20 years ago-ish, 15 years ago, 15 years.
or something like that.
But when you say it, I remember it now.
Because it's like knee shots, right? I got bad knees. I get ghost pain. Every time I watch John Wick, I get really bad knee pain because every time he shoots somebody in the knees, or
every time he gets hit by a car, which is about 4 or 5 times a movie now.
No. I went to go see John. Was it 1? It was John Wick 2. I went to go see John Wick 2 with John Asato.
John.
And when he gets hit by that car, and the Russian gets out of the car, the wrestler guy, he was he plays a Russian in WWE. Well, he's not in the WWE anymore. Anyway, he gets out of the car, and John Wick just rolls over real quick and shoots him in both of his kneecaps.
Yeah.
Just like bang, bang. I got up in the theater yelling. John didn't know what to do. John was just like, dude, are you okay? I'm like, ah! Like, just yelling my head off because it hurts so bad. But anyway, that's just to say that part for me, it got me because I was just like, I felt it.
Yeah.
And that was the only one that was like that for me. That was the only one because like all of those in number 2, none of those people could get out without him, which I also thought was a little off.
Yeah.
Right. But you could, if you watch the series, you know why that's the case. But yeah, that one always stuck with me. And that one is what finally made me be like, you know what? If the rest of these are like this, where these people can't get out, I don't want to do it.
Well, the other thing too was that first movie, the payoff,
daggum near perfect.
Like I remember being aggravated that this is going to turn out like every other dumb,
and then he stands up.
Oh my gosh,
that was a great payoff,
man. Like
great,
just that nobody expected it. It was one of those things that carried word of mouth.
Yeah,
like people were like,
you have to go see the end of the movie.
Yeah, you have to go see this movie, and I don't know if we've had anything like that in a long time.
In a horror movie, I mean, maybe like the Get Out or
Us and Get Out was 2 very big reveals. Like
Us when they swapped.
Yeah,
when you found out that she was swapped. All of Jordan Peele's. I haven't seen Nope.
Me
yet.
either.
I really want to because all of his stuff is really good.
I've heard that he kind of jumped the shark with this one.
Really,
but I've heard both sides.
Okay,
I've heard that he went Shyamalan. He had Shyamalan had his thing, right?
Right.
And he laid into that thing until it stopped working.
Right.
I heard he went into Shyamalan territory with Nope.
Right.
But then I've also heard that if you like the other 2, you'll like this one. So I'm going to watch it because I'm invested now.
I'll be honest with you.
Because I really enjoyed Get Out.
I think Get Out was...
Us was okay.
Yeah. We've had this discussion.
Us was fine.
We watched Us together.
Yeah, didn't hate it, but didn't like it as much as Get Out.
Right.
But I want to see Nope because I do like Jordan Peele. I do like that this guy who's only been doing sketch comedy, that's how he's known, writes and directs stuff like Get Out. And
which is, I mean, I think both of them are really good. I think that they're very different. I think, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I just like M'Baku going, if you want to get crazy, we can get crazy.
Because there's a lot about Us that I liked. I think because same thing you fall into with Shyamalan.
Right.
When you know the twist is coming, you ruin the movie for yourself by trying to anticipate the twist.
Yeah.
Trying to figure it out before it happens. But I do want to see Nope. Maybe we'll watch Nope next weekend.
We could do that. And the girl and Lily,
because they'll want to watch it too.
Lily really, she'll be all down.
See, look at us.
We're smart.
Good husbands.
We're good husbands. Look at us.
This is how we get what we want in life. We have to finagle it around.
Yeah. Well, it'd be like that sometimes. I'll tell you this though. I'll tell you this much. We do have to kind of touch on the supernatural horror movies because we can't. It's not just slashers.
Yeah.
I watch them. I've watched a lot of them. I will say that probably the best ones currently out are probably the Conjuring universe stuff.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of them.
Yeah, it's not. This isn't really your wheelhouse because of different reasons.
I have seen some though.
Which ones?
Stir of Echoes. I watched that.
Okay.
I watched The Others.
Okay.
Nicole Kidman.
Yeah, The Others is good.
I saw the one. What's the one with the Catholic Church, which is most of them, but it was the one that the trailer was like the creepy nun and stuff.
The Conjuring.
No, it's not The Conjuring. It came
the
out.
Nun?
No. God, what was it called?
The creepy nun.
Stigmata.
Oh, Stigmata. Yeah. You know a movie that me and Lily watched not too long ago that was really bad? How do you say it? Malignant? Malignant. It was not good. It looked like it should be good, but it wasn't good.
The thing that broke me from those type of movies, because I was watching them up until
you didn't.
I watched The Ring.
Yeah.
And I was okay with The Ring until she came out of the well.
Yeah.
And came through the TV.
Yeah.
Because
for reasons.
As I've gotten older and I meet more people and I find out that a lot of people have seen something that kind of looks like that chick.
Yeah.
That broke me from that kind of stuff.
I mean, well, let's be real about it, right? Because like there's obviously more. There's more in the supernatural exists in this world, and you know, depending on who you are, you might believe that it varies in how much it does exist. But there's a lot of things in this world that people can't explain, and that, you know, supernatural things exist in that realm of things that you really can't explain, and all of those movies are based off of something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which is the hard part, because that's the thing about them that I have a hard time with. I really enjoy them because I like horror movies and I like things that are written well. Like, I love the Conjuring universe stuff because it's written really good, but they're always based off something that's legit. Yeah. And that's the problem. Yeah. Right. And so, I tell you a movie that Lily absolutely hates, but it's really good. The Sinister movies. Did you ever watch those?
No.
Okay. So, do you know what they're about?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I watched both of them. And those are some of like the creepiest movies that are like legit creepy. Like, the storyline for that is like, I mean, we ran into some of that lately with that whole, like, whatever that animated character was that was running around. People were saying was trying to get kids to do stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Was it Huggy Wuggy or something like that?
Yeah. Something like that. I know what you're talking
very
about.
similar type of story. Like, some, you know, character is trying to get to brainwash kids into, you know, killing families and stuff. Crazy stuff. But the movie itself was written really well, as a horror movie. Obviously, I'm not glorifying kids killing their families.
Yes.
Disclaimer. I don't align with that side of whatever aisle is having kids kill families.
Mm-hmm.
So that one was really good. I had one that like had just run across my mind that was really good as well. That was more recent. That was pretty solid. I can't think of it now though. I mean, as far as animated stuff, I know like Batman Long Halloween is something that you've been trying to get me to watch forever. I'm a huge Batman fan. I just haven't watched it. I just haven't had time.
No, it's really good. And it's not really.
It's not horror, but it's the same.
So basically,
timeline.
It's it's split into two parts, but it covers one one calendar year.
Yeah.
They call it the long Halloween because the first murder is on Halloween. Mm-hmm. And then it goes to the next Halloween.
I need to watch it.
And it's a whole year of, you'll realize where they get the plot from The Dark Knight from. They get a lot from that. But it's Gordon, Batman, and Dent all agreeing to lock down the mob and to find this holiday killer. Because the killer kills the first person on Halloween, but only kills on holidays. And they call
that reminds me of a movie somewhere. There was a horror movie of a guy that only kills on holidays, and he would kill in a special way per that holiday.
Mm-hmm. Well, this person kills the same way, but only kills on holidays. So to tie it up, right, we talked about some stuff that we have watched, things we did like, things we didn't like. What type of horror movie needs to stay, and we make more of those? What genres need to kind of be put out the pasture? So what do you think is kind of DOA at this point?
I think DOA stuff is... I think that we need to do away with possession movies. I think it needs to go out for a bit. I think we've had so much of it that now... I mean, I hate The Exorcist. I hate it.
Yeah.
It's a great horror movie, but I hate it.
Yeah, me too.
Okay? But I can be objective about it, right? But possession movies are not that anymore, right? Like they're not well directed and paced and all that. They hit these jump scares and then that's it.
Yeah.
I'm over it. Like Paranormal was good the first movie.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Everything
after that was trash because they just were shooting for those jump scare thrills and that was about it.
Yep.
So DOA for me is possession movies. They need to go away.
I think they need to stop rebooting 80s slashers.
Make new ones.
They've tried it with Freddy, Nightmare on Elm Street.
They did with Candyman.
Although
Candyman was pretty good.
I haven't watched it yet.
It was good.
But
I liked it.
That might be the only one that survived. But like they've done it with Halloween now with Michael. And it's literally the same stuff. Like,
they've done it with they did it with Chucky. They just come out with another
They have a
Chucky
freaking
movie.
Series or something.
There's a Netflix series now.
Yeah. And so like
I'm over it.
They need to stop
Next
doing
thing's
that.
going to be up is Leprechaun. They're going to redo Leprechaun.
Oh my God.
Hey, you know what I would like to see?
They get Jennifer Aniston back as when she was a nobody back then.
You know what I would watch if they brought it back? Bones.
Bones, yeah, I remember.
Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
That movie was disgusting, but I watched that.
Somebody brought that up on another podcast that I was listening to the other day.
It's an underrated movie. And Snoop did good.
Yeah.
He did good. Come on, give the man his props.
I think the movies that need to stay,
everything by Rob Zombie,
is these like psychological thinking type, like Get Out, Us. That needs to stick around.
Candyman, the new Candyman's like that.
Like where it's more story driven. And there's Easter eggs, and like if you're paying attention, you'll pick up on it as you go along, and like where it's more than just like the jump scares and stuff like that, and it's more about like the psychology of it.
Yeah.
Those are the kind of like horror movies I'm into now. But I think we get rid of the reboots, we get rid of the possession stuff, and we keep the psychological good things, and we tell real stories like.
Exactly. I'm with that.
Just
I think that's really good
stuff, Josh. That's all I'm asking for.
I like good stuff.
Yeah.
Do y'all like good stuff? I tell you what, if you like good stuff, comment down below. Let us know what kind of good movies that you want to see. Tell us what you think we should get rid of. Like what we just did.
Yeah,
Let us know.
What do we get rid of? What do we keep? What freaked you out the most when you watched it?
Ooh, yeah, actually everybody comment the movie that messed you up the most.
Yeah, the one that even today, if we talk about it,
you're like, get the chills.
I want nothing of that.
Yeah, nah, hit us up.
Yeah, jktalktous@gmail.com, comment sections, Facebook, Instagram, the whole 9 yards. We
your
are
phone,
here.
Sister's phone, your mom's phone. We
Get
on
a
every
phone, listen to the podcast, share it with your friends. Please tell everyone.